Yeah.
For the win!
Oh! Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down.
I think it's safe to say that our luck has officially turned around, guys. We are back, baby. We are fucking back.
We're back. Yeah. Classic. We are back. We are back.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Putback. We are back. It's been a little bit. We took a little bit of hiatus. Hey, life gets in the way, but basketball doesn't stop. And Summer League is now officially over, so we got some stuff to talk about. But before we get to the fun stuff, welcome in to the Putback. Nolan Brooks, the professor, Nicholas Molick here with us tonight for the first segment at least. And a new face. Welcome Gibson to the show. Gibson's going to be one of our new co-hosts, and we're excited to have you on, Gibson. So thank you for joining the show officially.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Absolutely. Well, welcome to the Putback. Like I said, episode 38, Summer League talk and some NBA news talk on the way. But before all that, make sure you go check out StadiumRant.com. Lots of stuff, daily written content dropping over on StadiumRant.com, and go check out all of our shows we have going on. Professor is going to be on one here in about an hour and some change. They're going to be doing a live watch party of Happy Gilmore 2. So make sure you go tune into that pretty much right after we're done here. And then check out all of our other shows. We have a show pretty much every day of the week at this point, and we're really excited about that. So make sure to like and subscribe. Comment. The road to 700 is still underway. We're about 20 away, so make sure to jump on the train now. Stadium Rant to the moon, everybody. But all the plug stuff out of the way, and now it's time to talk some basketball. Summer League is donezo. We got to look at some of these rookies that were very much anticipated coming out of the draft. Some of them did well, some of them not so well. And some second and third year guys absolutely showed up big time, and we will talk about that. So, Gibson, we have a fellow Hornets fan amongst us in the presence, and that's the big news here. Charlotte Hornets win the Summer League title for the first time, so I know they're super excited about that. And, Nicholas, I know you're excited about that. So, initial reactions from you to the Hornets actually winning a title, per se.
Well, let me tell you something, Nolan. The Charlotte Hornets have finally won something in their lives. Yeah, it was a bunch of scrubs and rookies that don't really mean anything. But let me tell you something. They finally got the W, and I am finally excited that once in a blue moon, this team actually gets a W, and I got a smile on my face. This is the first time they've won something in their existence. So let me have this. But I gotta say, it was fun watching a summer league for the first time in a long time, and I loved it. Let's go!
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's got to be exciting just because. And Nicholas, you were on with us during the draft stream, so you were there with us when Con Knipple was drafted live, and so obviously all of us right away were like, okay. This is a 3-and-D guy that they're hoping expands into a project that will work out rather quickly. And, man, I'd say he did just that. He started off a little slow, but then he really took over, and he was the lifeline, it seemed like, for this Hornets team. So, Gibson, I'll go to you now on this, but what did you see from Con Knipple in that Summer League run that really just kind of made the Hornets pick of him truly worth it, at least for now?
I love this kid from day one. And the fact that you said those words just put my smile even bigger.
There you go.
I'm
Gibson,
sorry, I
what
didn't
did
mean to
you-
interrupt.
No,
I
you're
didn't
good.
mean to interrupt.
You're good. You're
I
good.
thought he
Gibson,
looks
what did
just-
you think about Con Knipple?
I thought he just looked cool, calm, and collected, and he just looked comfortable in the moment. And he looked like he belonged, and he took the spotlight and ran with it, like you said. I don't know if he is able to take that star leap at the NBA level, but bare minimum, I think he's going to be a fantastic, fantastic player for this Hornets team. And I think they absolutely nailed it with that pick.
Yeah, absolutely. And just kind of going and looking at his stats, I mean, I didn't even see what he had. Let me
In
see.
that championship game, I believe he had
21.
21 points and
Correct.
5 boards.
Yes, he had 21 points. He had 5 rebounds and I believe 2 assists in that game.
There we go. So, yeah, 21 points. And then the Hornets won 83-78 over the Sacramento Kings for their first Summer League title. And another guy that, Professor, I know you were excited to maybe kind of get some eyes on at the pro level, Ryan Kalkbrenner, 15 points, and a few other guys scored 11 for this team. So, again, it seems like these rookies are showing up, at least so far from this draft class. So, what did you see from some of these other guys out of this draft class that maybe performed really well for the Hornets?
I gotta tell you, this team still desperately needs a center. The best center on the roster is Moussa Diabate, not Miles Plumlee. He stinks. I don't know why they brought him back. He's garbage. But I like what I saw from I can't say his last name. Kalkbrenner. He looked cool. He looked collected. He was doing really good rebounding. This kid's got offense. I knew he had the defense sort of nailed. He was a little sloppy in that, and that's why he fell into the lottery round. I call the second round lottery tickets. But his offense looked a lot better than I thought from the kid. And I'll tell you, if he keeps this up and Miles Plumlee keeps being horrendous, I could see him playing actual NBA minutes. And Con Knipple, he absolutely will be playing. If he plays the way he did in this summer league, he absolutely will be playing in NBA games. And I'll tell you, I've seen more in this small stretch than I have on Salin the past 2 years. That, dear God, what a waste of a pick that guy's been. He was okay in the summer league, but he wasn't great. And I normally would give prospects 3 to 5 years to develop in the NBA, but Salin, he's looked horrendous. That was a reach and a half. But I like what I saw from Kalkbrenner. I'll give you another name that I was kind of impressed with. KJ Simpson. That kid definitely played a lot better than he has. This is the best I've seen of him so far. And I still think he's going to need another few years in the G League in Greensboro. But they got something in him, too, if he could keep developing. But, I mean, there's a lot of exciting youth that's intriguing for the future there. There really is. You can't deny it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it kind of felt like entering into Summer League with the guys that the Hornets had picked up. That was maybe their main objective was, all right, let's see how good our farm system is going to be. Obviously, you have your higher picks in Con Knipple and Ryan Kalkbrenner and company, but still building the farm system with some of those veterans and some of these younger guys is definitely what Summer League is really all about, is just getting eyeballs on them outside of college tape or even G League tape if they're already there. So, yeah, absolutely.
I also got to say, too, Liam, even though he didn't play the last few games, Liam McNeely looked solid for the time he played. I mean,
yeah, he did.
I really like what I saw from him. It sucks that they're holding him out, which I understood why. Injuries happen, and they want him.
Sure.
I guess they've seen enough from him. But so far, good start. It's a good start.
Yeah, it's a good start. Gibson, how about you? Was there anybody else kind of from this championship game that maybe stood out to you as far as big time performances? Obviously, the Kings didn't win, and I didn't know this, but this is the Kings' third Summer League Finals trip in around about the last decade or so. So they've been productive in the summer league. But was there anybody else that kind of stood out to you in this championship game?
Yeah, the Kings rookies, obviously Nick hit all the main points that I was thinking of with the Hornets, but the Kings rookies, I'm forgetting their names off the top of my head. Oh my goodness. But they all played solid. They played very well. I don't want to put too much stock into summer league because it doesn't always translate, but everything I've seen from the Kings rookies suggests they should be able to come in and contribute at least a little bit this year as the Kings look to make the play-in. And the Hornets should have some rotation guys as well right off the bat.
Yeah, for sure. And one guy that stood out to me, at least on the Kings side, was Nick Clifford, and that's one of the in that list of names that the Kings were able to kind of put together. He was drafted 24th overall this year. 10 points, 8 rebounds in the championship game. So, I mean, just shy of a double-double. Their big performer was Isaac Jones. He had 24 points, 11 rebounds. And Sacramento only lost one game, and it was the title. So this is a very, very good matchup between these teams. They both play very, very well. So, yeah, good showing at least for some of these rookies. And then if you go look at some of the other big-time performers that I wanted to talk about with you guys, Kyle Filipowski out of Duke, obviously going into, I believe, his second or third year. Let me see.
I believe it's his second year.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah. Yep. Second year. I know that was kind of a question mark pick by the Jazz when they took him. But damn, averaged 29.3 points over 3 games in Vegas, just took over. You could tell that he had a lot of development overall in this one. So was there any, Nicholas, I'll kind of go to you if you have one, another kind of big winner from the summer league, somebody that maybe up their stock, okay, yes, you deserve to be in the NBA right now, or a G League player that you should have your eyes on moving forward.
I mean, as much as we like to torment on him because his dad is kind of a piece of work, Bronny James actually looked competent in the summer league. You guys smile, but he actually looked pretty well. I'm telling you, he really did look good. And well, there goes Nolan. I guess he couldn't handle Bronny being good. But yeah, Bronny looked really, really solid. And as much as he gets in with himself, and I blame more of his piece of work father for this, Bronny actually looked good, and he's actually proving he belongs in the NBA. So good on him.
Right. Sorry about that. My internet kicked me out there.
Did Bronny James make you leave?
Yeah, he heard what you were saying, and he kicked me out for some reason. Right. Gibson, how about you? Was there somebody that kind of stood out above the rest out of this field of rookies and vets in Summer League?
One of the main things I like to see out of Summer League play is defensive intensity, because that will always translate to the next level. And the 2 guys that stood out the most to me in that regard are Carter Bryant with the Spurs and Will Riley with the Wizards. They both showed up and just put clamps on whoever was in front of them. Carter Bryant was able to guard guys like Cooper Flagg, then turn around and guard point guards as well. He looks like he's going to be a day one impact player for the Spurs. Will Riley, I believe he tied the record for most steals in a summer league game, as well as the most steals in a total summer league performance as well this time around, while also putting up a decent amount of blocks. So both of those guys are guys I'm going to put more stock in than before.
One other name I want to mention, since you mentioned 2, and I want to throw one in there. This Yuki Kamawara from the Chicago Bulls. He looked pretty good. For a guy
favorite for the Grizzlies last year when he got in.
Yeah. Now he's a part of Chicago. He looked pretty good. He really did. I think there was one game where he had like 20 points, 10 assists, and he looked really good. So I got to mention his name on there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the guy's like 5'7" and he's out there hooping like he's 6'5". So I mean, a lot of heart there from him. One other name, again, this was one of those picks where you maybe thought Ace Bailey was going to go here, and it was the Portland pick when they took Yang Hansen.
I still don't understand that pick.
Yang balled out.
He did. He did. I still don't understand that pick at all. I did not have that guy as a draftable prospect, but from what I saw in the summer league, not bad.
Right, and I'm sure Portland feels even better about it considering Ace Bailey didn't play most of it. He played 1 or 2 games, and then he was out for the rest of it with injuries. So it's kind of a hit or miss, but I mean, I thought Yang all but earned at least a roster spot with Portland. However, Portland doesn't necessarily need another big man on that roster, but he showed some good IQ. I think that was the best part for someone of his size. Being able to shoot the way he was, have the vision to take the right shots, because sometimes it can get lost in the translation that, oh, you're in summer league and you want to be seen, you got to chuck up 30 a game. No, they want to see you make those good decisions, and he did that. He showed the ability to shoot the 3 ball, showed the ability to play good defense and get out on transition. So I definitely think if you're talking about somebody that had the most excitement besides Filipowski, I would say it was Yang Hansen, because everybody was talking about, oh, what's he going to do in the next game? Can he continue it? And I would say he was a stud the entire time. Unfortunately, the Blazers just weren't able to quite win as many games as they wanted to, which is why they were done a little bit earlier. But yeah, Yang Hansen definitely was one of those big performers for me. Anybody else from you guys? Let's do some losers. I had some guys that maybe dropped down a little bit. And Nicholas, I'll go to you to start here.
Yeah, I was going to say the big loser was Dalton. Dalton, I can't say his last name correctly. Connect. I don't know why I can't say his last name correct. I'm a dumb sometimes. But he did not look good in the summer league at all. And I was pissed when the Hornets and the Lakers botched the Mark Williams trade, mainly the Hornets side, because it's the Hornets. I mean, they always botch these type of trades. But thank God they did, because Dalton looked horrible in the summer league. And yeah, not a good look for him at all. I mean, he did not look good in the Portland game at all. I mean,
his shooting was very, very poor.
Yeah, I mean, he did score, like, I think it was what was it? I forgot. I can't remember the stats off the top of my head, but he did not shoot well. And I don't know if he's still hurt or he just wasn't there mentally in the game, but like, did not do well at all.
Yeah, and I know the main thing that they're talking about, his 3-point shooting looked a little off. You know, maybe 3-point shooting in the NBA obviously can be hit or miss. It's not like a stat that they want to harp on too much in summer league. They want to see you develop, but he shot poorly. He shot 25% from the 3, and then what's even worse is 2-pointers. So anything inside the arc, he was shooting 40%. So he was missing a lot of shots, and I think the main reason for concern there has to be when he went 17th to LA, they thought that was a slide. They thought he fell way too far, and the Lakers got a gift. But now, I mean, I'm not saying that he's going to continue to fall. Maybe he just had a bad summer, and that's all it was. But
do you think the potential trade might have, like, the Lakers might have seen something that they were like, oh, okay, we might need to move on from him? And do you think that, like, hurt both the Lakers and Dalton? Because it seems like they kind of need like a mutually, like, separation with how they've been operating with Dalton, and it's not a good look.
Yeah, Absolutely. Well, there he is, the man himself. Jack, welcome in. Glad the car's fixed. Glad you're back home, or at least got the car towed.
Yeah.
All good. Well, we're talking summer league here. We're talking winners and losers. Gibson, I'll go to you next here, though. Who is somebody that underperformed for you in the summer league?
I'm just gonna have to agree with Nicholas on this one. The biggest loser to me was easily Dalton Connect. He turns 25 here early next season. He should have already adjusted to the NBA level of physicality. The fact that he hasn't and that his shooting wasn't where it needed to be is a huge red flag going into this season for LA, where they really need him to be at least a good role player, bare minimum. And he just has not shown that in his rookie year. And again, it's summer league, so not a whole lot of stock in that, but he's showing that he may not be ready.
You know who else doesn't look ready too? And I'll give you a new name since you couldn't think of one. No offense, Gibson. I like you. You seem like a good guy. Hope we're cool. You got throwing Messi on the Pelicans. He did not look too great in the summer league. I thought he was going to take that next boost in his development and showcase himself in the summer league. And I'm sorry, I just don't see it. The only thing I was okay with was his rebounding, but his offense was lackluster. And I feel like he regressed defensively. And it wasn't a good showcasing for Messi.
And on a similar note of rookie centers who performed really well the rookie year and just didn't look great throughout the summer league, my guy Alex Sarr really did not look good in his first game. He had a fantastic rebound or second game, but I just need him to be more aggressive, getting to the basket, be more aggressive, getting rebounds. And defense is there for sure, but the offense has a ways to go yet.
And that's one of the major issues with him when he came into the draft. And it's a concern that he hasn't even improved upon it in year two. Like, that needs to be heavily worked on in Washington.
Yeah.
Now, the thing he does have is time. And Washington has the time to develop because no offense, they're not going to be ready in like 3 years. With how young their team is, and I don't know if they have you really need 3 players to actually compete for a playoff spot. I don't even know if the Wizards have a player to compete for a playoff spot.
We'll surprise you here soon.
We'll see.
All right, Jack, to you. Make it easy. Yeah, a winner and a loser from the summer league that you were impressed with and not impressed with.
Like just a player or a team or both? Or
Yes.
Honestly, let's all three. Yes, to all three.
I was very impressed with Carter Bryant immediately. Defensively, he shows a lot of upside. I know it's cringe to say he reminds me of Kawhi because he's on the Spurs, young athletic wing that can defend. But like the similarities are uncanny, especially defensively. If he can get a shot developed early in his career, he's like an ideal 3-and-D piece for that team, especially with Dylan Harper and obviously Wemby around him. Loser-wise, honestly, I mean I don't really have one because it's summer league. Like Gibson was saying, you can't put too much stock into summer league. I guess Dolce connects, but like again, he is 25. The Lakers have already tried to trade him. I would put good money on the fact that Dolce Connect is not a Laker by the start of next season. So, yeah. Loser-wise, it's summer league. I don't really pay too much attention to that. But Carter Bryant, for me, was the biggest winner. And Nick Clifford. Shout out to Kings. Nick Clifford is a hooper.
I knew he was going to be mentioned from you, Jack. I knew it.
I knew it. Someone has to. The man is tough. He shot like 45% from free on 19 points a game or something.
Yeah.
And he's been a great defender, a great facilitator, a good rebounder. I am so happy. 24th pick, man. Shout out Scott Perry.
You want to know what I'm happy with, Jack?
Conker Nipple.
No.
Trash ass overall pick.
This guy. Oh my god. No, my team won.
No, yeah, congrats. You did win something. That is.
Yeah, finally. Finally, after all these years. I mean, it was, like I said to Nolan and Gibson earlier, it was against a bunch of scrubs and rookies, so it doesn't really matter. But hey, I'll take it.
No, it's the only time you'll ever see the Hornets and the Kings in the finals in the next 50 years. So
Hey, I was on my best behavior. I wasn't going to come after you. I'm a nice man, you know. I kept
we're in the same. We're in the same boat.
kept it cool. I kept it cool. So this is my time to shine. Like I said, with all these rookies developing in the summer league, when Steph Curry comes to town, let's go.
45-year-old Steph Curry. All right.
I mean, I knew the X is coming. You know, how about this? Imagine this: LaMelo Ball, Steph Curry, KCP. Easy ring.
That's KCP.
Nicholas just knows that KCP pisses me off, and
in my heart, he's a really amazing player, and is one of the reasons why the Lakers got the championship ring. You know, in my heart.
Whatever. As far as a big loser for me, and mainly just because there was a lot of expectations for him being a top 10 pick, and it was Kaman Malawalk out of Duke. However, he got put into a horrible situation with that roster because they drafted after they trade for Mark Williams, and it didn't make any sense. They have too much depth. And
they have no point guard. They have no point guard at all on that roster. And I'm talking about even on like their starting roster when it comes to regular season. They have no point guard. And I've said this since they traded for Bradley Beal.
I mean, they had Tyus Jones last year, but I think Book's just going to run point guard this year, from what I've seen.
Book or Jalen Green. I mean, if Jalen Green's in town and he stays in Phoenix, I mean, both of them could handle the ball, but no, I do see your point. They don't have someone who wants to pass the ball. Like Book and Jalen Green will pass the ball if they have to, but they want to score. They want to be the main scorer on that team. So I do see it. But as far as Malawalk, just in a tough spot. He was almost fouling out every game.
I was watching him and I saw him take foul after foul. I'm like, bro, what do you do?
Averaged 4 fouls a game. Like
what are you doing?
Stay out of it.
Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, the average 4 fouls a game. I'm like, did you even prepare?
Right.
And I love this kid. This was the guy I wanted Charlotte to take, but luckily they made the right choice in taking Khan for now. Like I said, 3 years until I fully, determine who they are. But he's got to, like, I don't know what's going on with him. Like, he needs to prepare better for this because he looked unprepared. I'm disappointed with him.
Well, and I think the only thing about him that maybe Phoenix is a little more encouraged about is that he was willing to shoot more threes. And I read an article earlier today. He only shot 16 all year for Duke. And then he shot 13 over the summer in 4 or 5 games of work. So that is encouraging that he's willing to stretch the floor a little bit. They're going to need it. If he's going to be an everyday player for Phoenix at the big man position, he's going to have to shoot the three. Because Mark Williams does not shoot the three. So they got to have one of them do it.
I don't think it's going to be this year, though, because they have like 8 centers on the roster right now.
Yeah, and that's why I say if. Like, it's a hit or miss. It's a coin flip. I don't think – I think he is all but solidified that maybe he needs to go play in the G League for a little bit with the depth that they have. And if one of the other big men doesn't work out, then you kind of slide him in and see if he works out.
Or if Mark Williams goes on the injury report for the 10 billionth time.
That too. That is definitely not out of the question. Not out of the question. All right. Well, that'll do it for our Summer League talk. Nicholas, thank you for joining us. We're going to hit our commercial break here. And when we get back.
Thank you, guys. God bless.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Nicholas. When we get back from our commercial break, we'll talk some more NBA news, some of the stuff that has happened Some moves have happened since Summer League ended, et cetera, et cetera. So stick around, and we will be right back.
When you get to the point where you do the work consistently, you invest in yourself consistently, you make sacrifices consistently when everybody else is slacking off, when everybody's partying, when everybody's making excuses, you will dominate every single person you're up against, and your limits become non-existent.
I think it's safe to say that our luck has officially turned around, guys. We are back, baby. We are fucking back.
We're back. Classic. We are back. We are back.
Had to throw that up again. Had to. Jack, you missed the opening of the show. That just gets you amped up. Welcome back into the Putback. Nolan, Jack, Gibson here with you. Summer League talk is in the books, and I just realized I haven't been checking the comment section. So let's do that. JC, what's up, man? What's up, brother? You're not late. I just read your comment, and it was only from a minute ago, so you're all good. Nicholas, yes, thank you for coming on the show. Nope. Get that one off the screen. Ain't even gonna talk about that. No, sir. But Summer League is in the books. Hornets win their first Summer League title. Con Knipple looks pretty darn good as the number 4 pick, but there's still some good NBA news to talk about. I would say kind of right off the bat, if there had to be one that I needed to discuss with you guys, that would be the move of Bradley Beal going to the Clippers. That kind of makes their team change around just a little bit, and they actually had a pretty good draft, not to mention. So this roster, at least at first glance, looks pretty deep and pretty prepared to be a pretty good threat in the Western Conference. So, Jack, I'll kick it to you since you're one of our Western Conference guys with your Kings. So, talk about it. I mean, Bradley Beal to the Clippers for a little cheaper than I thought. But, initial reactions from you on this move.
Well, I mean, as far as contracts go, Bradley Beal is going to be making $20 million from the Suns for the next 5 years anyway. So, I mean, he can take a pay cut if he wants a chance at competing for a championship, right? I don't know how realistic that is for this Clippers team. They look better than last year, but it's still a lot of concerns, especially with their age, obviously, because they signed Chris Paul and Brook Lopez as well, 2 older guys. But I do like their roster. Like, honestly, Bradley Beal, people are forgetting who Bradley Beal is. Like, he didn't play bad in Phoenix. Yes, he was overpaid like crazy, but like he's a just under all-star quality player still at this stage in his career. Like, that's a really solid pickup for the Clippers. The defense is in the backcourt is going to be an issue, but that's the same with a lot of teams. And you've got Kawhi, and you've got Zubac, and John Collins is even a solid defender in the interior. So it's a good structured team. They just don't have young superstar like power anymore. So yeah, it's kind of like they don't really get any better or worse. Yes, they're better on paper, but I don't think they go up in the standings because teams like Denver and Houston got better as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Gibson, how about you? I mean, the kind of other side of the coin with this, they add Bradley Beal, and then they sign Chris Paul. So is James Harden the 2 guard, or is James Harden going to be the PG and Paul off the bench? Do the Clippers respect the veteran enough that used to run Lob City there to let him start? or not? Like it's big question marks to me. But your initial reactions to this Bradley Beal move, and then even with the Chris Paul move as well.
So Bradley Beal, a lot of the hate that came with him was due to that contract, like Jack said. He's still a good player, not an all-star anymore, not close to an all-star anymore. But he's still that's still a bargain contract for the caliber of player that he is. I think he makes up for the Norman Powell loss to a certain extent. And then James Harden, by the way, absolutely is going to start point guard. Chris Paul's going to be coming off the bench along with Chris Dunn as well. Chris Dunn is going to be the big X factor on whether or not this all works, because he's the only defensive player in that backcourt, because Chris Paul, as great defensively as he was, he's 40 years old now.
Was is the key word there.
Yeah.
Was past.
Yeah. His last really good season was 3 teams ago now. So he's going to be a role player off the bench, and I think this is going to be his final season as well. And I'm not sold on the Clippers as a contender in the West, just due to the fact that they are the oldest team in NBA history, and that doesn't tend to fare well for teams trying to win.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And some of the other moves that they had made, they added Brook Lopez in free agency, so he'll be their backup big man, which is probably a little disappointing for him, considering he was an everyday starter in Milwaukee, and now you're going to have to be the backup to Zubac, who doesn't shoot the 3 ball like Brook Lopez does. But nonetheless, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing to have him be in your second unit. He's going to get plenty of minutes and provide maybe a little bit of defense, not a ton though. All right, so yeah, the Clippers was kind of the big one. JC, we will address this momentarily, and then arthritis kicking down the court. Right, yeah. Some of these guys, yeah, they're getting up there. Imagine if this was Houston, James Harden, different conversation, whole different conversation.
Yeah, my main concern is if they run into a more athletic team like Memphis or even Aaron Gordon and Christian Brown. Like, they don't have anybody who can keep up with those guys. Like, they're just going to get run out of the gym against the teams like that. And I understand, like, they have the experience and the defense in the front court to maybe make up for it in the half court. But if it ends up being a transition full court game, that's not a great matchup for them.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. Other big move. So kind of back up a little bit. Damian Lillard gets released from the Milwaukee Bucks. They did not want to pay out his contract. He's coming off of the ACL tear, so it's likely he's not going to be playing this next year because it happened so late. It was a playoff matchup where it happened. So probably not going to see him. He's released. And then Portland decides to make it a homecoming and give him a 2-year deal and bring him back. So, Jack, how are we feeling about this? Because after all of that movement for Drew Holiday and everybody, now they're teammates in Portland. I guess if that was the end game plan, so be it. But, Jack, how are you feeling about Dame back to the Trailblazers?
I mean, it's like makes me want to cry. Like, it's beautiful, honestly. Again, obviously, it doesn't really affect them this year. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what it looks like next year, whether they've still got Scoot and Drew or they've traded Drew for, again, more assets. But Portland has done a great job. Like you were just saying, they already had Dame, traded him for Drew, then has got Dame back. And I mean, terrible trade looking at it now for Milwaukee. Like, don't have a draft pick for the next 4 or 5 years either. So they are in deep shit. But Portland, yeah, great job. And I love this Portland team. And I think they'll be a playoff team this year, even without Dame.
Yeah, for sure. Gibson, how about you? Again, Dame's not playing right away. So hopefully the Portland fans realize you're not getting Dame time right away. You're going to have to wait. But you're still going to get him back in Portland. I mean, they might sign him to another 2-year deal or something after. But how are you feeling about this Damian Lillard move?
I really like it. But even before that move, trading Anthony Simons opened up a ton of minutes for their young guards. They're getting more opportunities for Shaedon Sharpe and for Scoot Henderson this next season, while also having Damian Lillard as a backup if they aren't quite ready to make that step next year or in 2 years. And with all that combined, it's looking like they might be a real interesting option here 2-3 years from now to potentially make a run.
Yeah, definitely. And that was kind of, and me and Jack were talking about what does Portland look like as we got through that NBA draft stream, because they continued to, obviously the Yang Hansen one we talked about earlier in the show was a bit of a surprise when they made the pick, but then he went and balled out, so maybe it wasn't that bad of a pick anyway. But they continued after Yang to draft guys that are going to have an impact, maybe not this year, but in due time. And they are kind of following, it feels like maybe they picked up on what Oklahoma City has done. Okay, let's find guys that we know are going to be good projects, that we are confident in and not have to wait a long time on, that we know in 2 or 3 years we're going to have a legitimate team and we're going to be able to compete with anybody. And heck, they might do it this year. Oklahoma City, not this past year, but the year before that, it was a young team. It had a bunch of question marks. What is Shai Gilgeous going to do with this young team around him? They were a playoff team. So maybe Portland is sitting in that same boat this year if it works out for them. All right. Other big move that I wanted to talk to you, well, big move, quotation marks. Marcus Smart. Los Angeles, the Lakers go out and pick up Marcus Smart on a 2-year deal. He didn't play last year. If he did, it was hardly at all. So this is a good veteran pickup. I mean, if he plays, we've seen what he did in Boston. He's maybe not quite that player anymore. But Jack, what do you think the Lakers are trying to maybe get out of Marcus Smart at this point? It's a good veteran guard depth, which is something they've really lacked for a few seasons now.
Yeah, well, that's the main part. They just need depth for that guard spot. They don't want to play Gabe Vincent 26 minutes anymore. Right? So you get a point of attack defender in Marcus Smart, and like you said, not really what he used to be, probably in Boston, but he's still an above average perimeter defender, which the Lakers don't have. They don't have any of those. So it's a cool pickup, I guess. It's not moving the needle, but I don't know if he's going to play starter minutes for them or what, but if they do get into the postseason, which I would assume they will, that's a really good guy to have on your team to give you 20 minutes off the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. Gibson, how about you? I mean, what kind of production do you think the Lakers need out of Marcus Smart to make it worth? I mean, again, only a 2-year, $11 million deal, so it's nothing crazy. And yeah, JC, you're right. Helps them in defense, no matter what. But Gibson, what do you think they need production wise for them to have this deal be worth it?
So Smart played about 16 games for the Wizards last year after the deadline, after he got moved for Marvin Bagley and Johnny Davis. Right. And his time with the Wizards, at least, he had a noticeable impact on the culture. Like, you could tell when he was on the court because the team just played harder. And the leadership he brings in the locker room, it was really tough for me seeing him go because I wanted him to stay on the Wizards. I wanted him there for a few more years at least. And it's a little bit tough giving him up. I understand, we didn't have the roster spots. So I think just his leadership and his ability to shift the culture and have an immediate defensive impact the second he steps on the floor I think that automatically makes the contract worth it, as long as he's able to play and get on the floor, because he's only played, I think, 24 games total since leaving Boston. So as long as he's able to get on the floor, I think I think he's worth far more than what the contract says.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's what I think makes that deal so intriguing is if it works out, great. If it doesn't, we're not breaking the bank on Marcus Smart. This isn't kind of what Boston was looking at paying him 3 or 4 years ago before he was moved to Memphis in a trade. So this is one of those deals that is, again, a coin flip. If he plays and he does well, then the Lakers are going to have somebody that is a good veteran guard that they really do lack. All right. One other move that I wanted to ask you guys about, just because it's kind of making me question what the Magic want to do. But Cole Anthony obviously is not he is in Milwaukee now. He signs a contract with Milwaukee. But the Magic moved a ton of pieces anyway to bring in Desmond Bane over the summertime. But Milwaukee lands Cole Anthony, kind of cuts into that guard depth for the Magic. So Jack, just kind of grade that move. Cole Anthony going to Milwaukee. Obviously, Milwaukee lost Damian Lillard, so they get something out of it. But kind of grade that move for me.
I mean, it's good for the Bucks, right? They need guard depth. Obviously, they've got KPJ there still, so let those two run the one. They have no playmaking for a point guard, which is tough, but it's what you got Giannis for, right? So, fun move. And then Orlando, they honestly had too many guards, so Cole Anthony kind of was the odd man out as a point guard that isn't a good passer. And Vilas is a volume shooter, but isn't a super efficient shooter. So you make way for Jalen Suggs to come back into the starting role. You still got Anthony Black, Jet Howard, so they got plenty of guard depth in Orlando now. And obviously Desmond Bane is a much better shooter and defender than Cole Anthony, so that'll be fine. Yeah.
Right. And not to mention they signed Tyus Jones back at the beginning of this month as well. For a bag of chips. He's there, I think, on like a 1-year deal. It's nothing crazy. Very similar to what he did in Phoenix. So you get another You get a good ball handler and a good facilitator for your second unit right away. Gibson, how about you? How would you grade the move of Cole Anthony to the Milwaukee Bucks?
I don't think it moves the needle for me at all. I think with Giannis, he got the ideal player to play next to him at center and Miles Turner. He's basically just Brook Lopez, but like 10 years younger. But the issue still is you need to find a point of attack defender at that point guard spot, and I don't think that's Cole Anthony. And Cole Anthony has always been a bit of a tweener on offense, so it's not a big move for them. And I think they're still trying to find the good replacement for Drew Holiday. And I think that's what's been holding them back the last few years.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of just looking through more some of these moves. That's kind of the end of like the bigger ones per se. As far at least recently, I mean, I don't want to go too far back just because some of these everyone has known about and is processed by now, but some of the extensions are ones that I wanted to talk about with you guys as well. And the only one that I think is truly worth talking about, and it's kind of the double one, was the amount of money that Oklahoma City dished out on Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren. Now, was that expected? Yes, absolutely. I think everybody knew it was coming down the pipe. One of them was getting paid, but both of them got paid within days of each other, if not like a week or so. So, Jack, initial reactions from you, because when that second curtain hits here in 4 or 5 years for them, they're going to be in trouble because they're both making a lot of money at the back half of their deals. So, where do you kind of think this puts Oklahoma City at least right away?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's not really an issue for the next 2-3 years, and like you have to do it. It's your big three that just led you to a championship. That's the whole point of having your roster, right? So you absolutely have to extend them. You have to give them their money. And the thing is with OKC, they still have 45,000 draft picks in the next 10 years. So
Right.
they can just keep swapping out the role players, their Lou Dorts, their Isaiah Hardensteins, and just swap them out with new guys that do the same thing, Aaron Wiggins, etc. And as long as you've got Shea, J-Dub, and shit running with role players, you're always going to be competing for the next 7-8 years.
Yeah. And I mean, they had Nikola Topic just sitting on the back burner waiting. And I mean, there were talks that he was going to be a Jokic type player that could run the floor as a center and pass and do everything. Well, I'm sorry, if he plays better than Hardenstein, there you go. That works out.
I hope they don't put Nikola Topic at center.
They
sure is point guard.
They might. Who knows? I don't know. Oklahoma City could literally do anything they want right now, and everybody would go.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, probably right. Yeah.
Sure. Gibson, how about you? What do you think these contracts are going to look like for this team? Maybe go down the road a little bit. Where does that maybe put them? Obviously, the curtain will come to effect, but what's maybe the path that you could see them wanting to take?
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the second apron with this OKC team because, like Jack said, they're all under contract until 2027 or under team control because I think there's a couple team options in there. But they are going to be able to keep the same roster going for another 2 years. And to me, they were far and away the best team in the league this year, and they should get, and they're still one of the youngest teams in the league as well. So they should continue to get better as well. And then they went and drafted Thomas Sorber, who I think is going to end up being the Isaiah Hartenstein replacement here in a couple of years if they want to start cutting payroll. And again, they've got more draft picks than anybody else either as well. So one of the big things that is concerning to teams with the second apron is that forces the draft pick down to the end of the draft. But OKC shouldn't be worried about that because they've got picks from just about every other team in the league. So they'll still be able to be in the late lottery, maybe mid-second round or mid-first round, and they're still going to have flexibility within the draft to go and find these guys that they've been able to find because they've drafted Cason Wallace 10th overall. They've drafted Nikola Topic, a point guard, 10th overall as well. And like they've just been able to find young two-way players that can have an immediate impact on the floor year one in that mid-first round. And they're going to continue having those picks even if they get pushed way back to 30th.
Yeah, absolutely. Just so much freedom from a team that just won a title. Sometimes you see teams just collapse and fall apart after a title. And it seems like they have found a system that's going to set them up at least for the next 4 years, I would say, at a minimum, if not longer. All right. Final segment of the show. Winners of the NBA offseason so far. I personally, from everything that I've seen, I think there are three. There are three teams that by far and away have just crushed the offseason so far. But Jack, I'll go to you first. I'm interested to hear who you'll say. I think I know who some of them might be, but who is your biggest winner of the NBA offseason so far?
Probably OKC, honestly. Like they just keep doing it. They like we've just said, obviously they're set up for the next 5 years at least. And like Gibson was saying, Thomas Sorber looks like such a good defensive player in the future. So yeah, it's hard to not pick them. It's hard to say until we actually see the teams on paper playing as far as additions that won the offseason, but immediately you can say Houston, right? They've set themselves up for a chance of competing. You can say Atlanta, right? Atlanta have got so much better this offseason. I think they were probably the winners. Orlando's up there as well, in my opinion. So there's a lot of teams that got better marginally, but I think the biggest riser will probably end up being Atlanta. They got Asa Newell way later than they originally were going to pick him. Still got their guy, and they got the Pelicans pick next year unprotected, and they very well might be dog shit. So, yeah, great offseason for them. Obviously, they got Porzingis and who else did they get?
Nikhil Alexander-Walker. They added him.
Yeah.
Minnesota didn't pay him. They brought him in.
So, yeah, I'll go with Atlanta, I guess. Yeah.
Sure. Gibson, how about you? Biggest winner from the offseason so far?
I think in terms of biggest winner, I think I agree with Jack. Atlanta just came out here and nailed it. Like, they went from a team that maybe makes the playoffs next year if they're healthy to now they really should be like a top 5 seed in the East. But a few other teams that I've really liked their off seasons. I've really liked what Phoenix has done. They managed to go from cap hell into now they've got a somewhat fun young team. And I don't think they make the playoffs. I don't think they make the play-in, but they're guaranteed a top 8 pick, I think. And then, or at least a top pick. And then I really liked what Brooklyn has done. I'm not 100% sold on their draft picks just yet, but they're going for it, and that matters. And they're not biting the bullet on Cam Thomas and overpaying him due to his statistical output, which I think is really good and gives them more flexibility long term. I really like what Denver has done. They've really fixed their cap situation, and a really quiet team is Detroit as well. They still have plenty of money to go around, and they aren't going and rushing things and overdoing things. And they've decided they're going to be patient with Jaden Ivey, see what they have rather than trade him right away for players like Devin Booker, who are rumored to be available, or Kevin Durant, who are sure win now guys, but 5 years from now, who's going to be better between Jaden Ivey and those two? Because Jaden Ivey's shown a ton of potential on the court when he plays.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's multiple options here. There's some summers where you say, oh, it's one team, and everybody else is question marks, like it might work, it might not. But this year, it really feels like some of these teams took a big look at the roster. They stepped back and they said, all right, we need to move this, and this piece if we're going to have success in the future. And they're making moves for not just next year, but 2 or 3 years down the road. And I think that's because of Oklahoma City. They saw what Oklahoma City did over the last 4 or 5 years of just taking this from here and this from here, picks from here, adding Alex Caruso, bringing in Isaiah Hardenstein, little just moves that they eventually get a title out of. And now other teams, this is going to be the new blueprint, is not you pay your superstars when you have the money, and then you worry about it 4 or 5 years from now. If you can withstand it 4 or 5 years from now is then when you worry about it. And if you had to hit the reset in 5 years, you hit the reset. And there's no issue with that if you're successful over the 4 or 5 prior. All right, I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say my Denver Nuggets. I love the move the moves that they have made. I knew Michael Porter Jr. was on the move. I think everybody in Denver and the United States knew the Nuggets are probably moving off of Michael Porter Jr. after how this last season went. Injury prone again, hurt his shoulder in the playoffs, just was not the same guy, wasn't there defensively. And you move him for somebody who is essentially the same player but healthy, maybe a little bit better defensively, in Cam Johnson. Then you add on the homecoming of Bruce Brown, was there on the title team. Somebody who understands how to play in that system and not have to be the main scorer, who can give you 15 to 20 a night on the side. Then on top of that, you bring in another 3-and-D guy in Tim Hardaway Jr., who's got plenty left in the tank. And then a backup big man, Jonas Valanciunas, who we almost lost him. About went to Europe. But he's going to play for us. Then not to mention a draft pick that I was excited and kind of waiting on was Deron Holmes II out of Houston. Kid ball out in summer league, and he's going to be a huge player for Denver moving forward. They're going to get a lot of minutes out of him. They don't necessarily have to rely on DeAndre Jordan as much off the bench now. Deron Holmes can go out there and get you a bucket, whereas DeAndre Jordan might necessarily get you that bucket from your second unit. So I love what Denver has done in the offseason, just because it felt like the Western Conference is making this shift. Denver needed to also make some kind of shift if they want to keep up with everybody in the Western Conference, because I think it's going to be the West as the front runner for a championship winner for a few years, at least next year, guaranteed, because the East, half their stars are out. So you just don't know what's going to happen. All right. Well, to close out the show, because we've been gone for a little bit, me and Jack did a tournament challenge throughout the NBA playoffs, and me and Jack just know basketball so well that it literally came down to us predicting who was going to score more. Like the total score between the two teams was the tiebreaker, and your boy won. Well, my custom jersey is here, and I had to show it off.
Yeah. That's
had to go with the Mile High City. I love these city editions.
Yeah,
this is my daughter's birthday. And then Brooks obviously being the last name. So I'm real happy with this. Shout out to JC. I know he was in the comments talking about it. Thank you, JC. Shout out to Jack for knowing ball, though, and taking it down to literally the last night of the NBA season. So what a way to close it out. Jack, thank you for making it in here with your car troubles and everything. We're glad you could get into the show here and talk at least the back half. Gibson, welcome to the show, my friend. We're excited to have you here and talk basketball from here on out. Once Davinsky gets in here, then there will be three of us to dog the fellow Heat Pacers fan. I'll show you the graphics because you deserve to see these just like we did. JC made these absolutely immaculate graphics. So once we get Davinsky in here, it's going to be a fun time. Excited to have the four of us on the show together. Make sure to go check out stadiumrant.com. Check out these guys' social medias. Their handles are on the screen. Go check out all of their content that they got dropping pretty much on the daily. And go check out all of our other shows here at Stadium Rant. We got another one on the docket in about 30 minutes or so. They're going to do a watch party on Ringside Rant for Happy Gilmore too. So make sure to tune into that and everything we got going on here at Stadium Rant. Jack, Gibson, thank you again for being here, and we will see y'all next time.
Yeah.
For the win! Oh!
Sit down. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Sit down.